unique asset in your success is you. In this talk, I will hone in on why that is so, and I will back it up with some statements and some cases from my own life. I hope that what I will share resonates with some of you that I'm connecting with right now, live, or when you see the restream. By the way, I'm Camilla Kalberg, founder and CEO of Kalberg Coaching. But let's hone in on why you are the most unique asset in your career. You may not think of that, but that is true. You see, everything stems from how you perceive the world. Your success and what you create stems from the energy you vibrate on. And I will take you down part of my memory lane. I'll take you down 7 years ago or more, maybe a bit more years, where I was stuck in a unhealthy relationship. It affected me. It affected my health. It affected my wellness, my social life. It affected how I showed up and how I not only perceived the world, but how I looked. How I looked. And I was almost ruining my career. I paused client trips. And later on, I was so stuck in uncertainty. I was afraid. I was hit. I was hit by this anxiety of what next. I was stuck. I was also feeling guilty that I had decided to break up my family. But most of all, I suffered. I tried to surrender. I tried to find some hooks in my life that I could kind of swim to and just hold tight. But still, I struggled. I struggled so much that I got ticks in my eyes. I got different diseases in my body. I was not happy. But still, in my success, I was not able to stand up and create the impact I so much wanted to create, because I was entertaining thoughts that didn't energize me, that didn't set me up for success. There are so many people who are stuck in an unhealthy relationship or going through a toxic divorce. Maybe the divorce is easy, but the aftermath, the post-divorce situation becomes very challenging. But little, as I know to be true, do we talk about why it's important to ask for help. That's also why I decided to talk about this topic, that once you remember that you are the most unique asset in your success. And what we forget when life gets tough, when we go through a life crisis, like divorce or family breakup, relationship breakup, is that we don't reach out for help. You see, back in 2016, I started working with a coach. And I started working with my coach because I want to grow my advisory business, which I still have, but now coaching is closer to my heart because I want to set more people up for success. And what I learned by working with this coach, this unique coach of mine, is that I can only grow my company, I can only grow the success to the level I'm capable of doing, to the level where I and how I perceive the world. So if I'm scared, if I'm afraid of what's going to happen, that will also limit my zone of creativity, my me being in flow. I had the conversation with my mastermind group yesterday or last night. So if you want to preserve and capture your success, you also want to reach out for help when life gets tough. The reason why I decided to do a talk about why you are the most unique asset to your success is that I today have submitted my first article to the Brains magazine. Yes, that's true. I submitted my first article to the Brains magazine, where I'm recognized as an executive contributor. My article, or in that article, I talk about the 5 forces you want to have in your professional team when you're going through a breakup. I learned it the hard way. I learned when I was in the middle of this fight where I kind of sensed that something was going on, something I had never before been experiencing, never before been in was coming my way. I had no idea that sort of toxic custody battle was coming my way. I had no idea that the partner I once loved turned around, and I did an article some years ago about being in bed with my enemy. I had never dreamed that the partner I once loved, the partner who was a dad to my daughter, suddenly becomes my worst enemy. The thing is that I could never have climbed up my success ladder, if I didn't have a professional or a network of professional resources. I would never have been where I am today. Yes, the custody battle is still going on, but I don't let the negativity affect me. I don't take his anger on me, and it doesn't drain me. And the key to my success, and I believe in many other people's success of those I've helped, and also the lack of, is that you don't invest in yourself. See, many people don't invest in themselves, but when you go through a life crisis, that is important. And I would say the most essential things you can ever do is to invest in yourself. People say, I don't have money, I don't want to invest in X, Y, and Z. They forget it. They don't even get it. It's about investing in you. So what I did and what I'm writing about in my article to Brains magazine, or in Brains magazine, is that the 5 forces that set me up for success, and it's so overlooked. The 5 forces, and those you want on your team, professional team, when you're going through a love relationship breakup, is a lawyer. You want a lawyer on your team, and get that lawyer as soon as possible, because you are the key actor in your play, and you can't coach yourself. And it would be not a really wise choice to ask your parents to coach you, your best friends to give you advice, because all of them, or your sister, your brother, whoever is in your inner circle, because they are opinionated. They may want you to go back, but you know best. Your heart knows best. You want a lawyer on your team. You also want a therapist. There's 2 therapists that are very important to know of, and 2 therapists you want to start doing your due diligence on, as well as on your lawyer, who you want to have on your team. If you have children, you want to engage with a therapist who can help your children or your child heal their trauma and their wounds fast. So many adults, I would say women, men and women, but the adults forget their children when they're in a custody battle. The thing is, setting or you're breeding the next generation, the future generation. And you have an accountability. Sorry, but that's really how I see it. You can't just suddenly just say, I can't do it. Yes, you can do it. It's your choice. It's your choice not to do it. But please set your children up for success. And that's one way, is to engage with a therapist. And you want to work with a therapist yourself. Yes, there's a lot of money here going into you. But like me, you will experience and you will see how fast you thrive during divorce or the aftermath of that. And you want to work with someone who has the psychological tools to help you how to navigate, what to say to your children, uh, how to act when you're going to court. There's some things that this, and if you find a really good psychologist, can help you with. Psychologists may also take you down the memory lane of how your parents were and what are you most scared of. I have been on this journey for some years now, and I do know there are good therapists, and I also know there are not so good therapists. So it's really about listening to your heart. And then there comes the bet of investing in a coach. I don't say it because I am a coach. I say it because that was my runway into success. Because what a coach does, but what a therapy doesn't, is that the coach sets you up for success. The coach sets you up for success. The coach hold your feelings, is your safety net. If you invest in a good program, the coach is there almost 24/7. And you don't have to wait 14 days till the next 45 or 50 minutes and then you're off your goal. Oh no, then you're off, right? Out of the door. And then you come back in 2 weeks and you hardly forgotten, you've hardly remembered anything of last week and what had happened in between. That is what good coaches are all about. They are holding your space and you can reach out for help when in need. That's how I use my coach. And that's the service I offer my clients. Because when you need help, you need help. There's so many people accepting I have to wait 2 weeks. It is, I don't understand. It's your success. It's your life. And that's also why you are the most important and unique asset in your career. So it's about setting yourself up for success. And that you do if you're going through a life crisis, that you work with the right people. And that you build a network of professional resources. And I tell you this, so few people invest in themselves when they go through a divorce. And I had a conversation with a LinkedIn member some months ago, and the person echoed what I mentioned. And she said, and just remember the opportunity cost if you don't invest in yourself in time. And when we talk about opportunity cost, the market, our world is changing. I heard someone saying yesterday that we don't have a war in Ukraine. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that as such. But what I know to be true is that the war in Ukraine disrupts supply chains, disrupts what we can buy, increases, at least in Europe, food prices, oil and gas prices. Also, the aftermath of COVID affects the supply chains. Still, you have to wait, like in Denmark, for up to 16 months for a new car. So there's a lot of disruptions going on. There's a lot of macroeconomic factors that determine the job market. When I flew over to London earlier this week, or Manchester, I sat next to a man who was looking at his sheet, who to lay off. I read in magazines, I read in many magazines across the world about job costs. If and I mention this and I pull it out, pull it up, because if you're going through a life crisis, you want to set yourself up for success, and you want to remember yourself that you are the most unique asset in your success. And if you don't work with the right people who can help you deal with whatever traumatic experience you have had and all these anxiety feelings, being trapped in the now, being uncertain about them, being uncertain about the future, and you're not even trapped in the now maybe, and let you feel overwhelmed. Well, if you don't invest in the right resource, remember or just think about the impact it has on your success. Think about the energy you bring to work. Think about when you're stuck and when you thrive on a lower level of energy, you can't get into your zone of genius. Your brain shuts down. That's why it's so important to set yourself up for success. And that is why you want to invest in the right resources. And also, and I have a unique opportunity here for you, is that you want to control your thoughts. The thoughts is everything. And that's also why you are the most important and unique asset in your success. And you can only create as much of success as what you think is true, what you think is real. You create your own reality. And if your relative is that I'm scared, I'm stuck in anxiety, I'm stuck in I'm not worthy of love, I'm not successful, I'm being belittled, all like all that comes, all the feelings, the negative feelings, feelings that drains you from energy, the feelings that drain you from love. If you're stuck in that, and if your thoughts entertain or if you entertain those feelings, guess what happens? Or these thoughts, you get more of those feelings, and your brain starts to believe more and more what you tell yourself. And I bet you're not telling yourself how lovely you are. You're not telling yourself how amazing a person you are. You're not telling yourself that you are loved. You're not telling yourself you are loved. You forget about the beauty in life. So if this speaks to you, and I hope it does resonate with a few of you out there, jump on and join my free talk next Thursday. It is a transformational talk. I will help you understand why you want to shift your thoughts. And it is now, because tomorrow's leader, they shift their thoughts. They build and enhance the social and emotional intelligence, right? It's building relationships. It's building impact through people. And that you can only do if you don't suffer. And everything starts from within. Love comes from within. So if you don't love yourself, you can't love your children enough, right? You suffer. That is why you want to set yourself up for success. And that is why you are the most important and unique asset in your success. Thank you for tuning in. My love and appreciation flows to you as always. If you have any questions, and if you want a free consultancy to discover how I can help you, I am here. Going through a life crisis alone, you shouldn't do that. Life is too short. You're too beautiful. You're too unique to just be stuck in pain alone. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the weekend. Bye for now.